display. No evil will touch you, no plague come near. Yet you entered our darkness, you conquered our fear. We dwell in your shelter, we rest in your stable. Our God who was born in a cattle-fed cradle. Your feathers are covering, your wings are retreat. This holy night makes our joy complete. We trust in your promise, our shield and our tower. you high, our King forever. We lift you high, our King forever. Forever we sing, lifting our King. In our hearts your light will bring eternal hope. Joyfully we lift you high, endlessly.
Choose from thousands of realistic voices.
Siri's dictation was driving me crazy, so I switched to Whisperflow. Here's why. I'll never go back. First off,
you ever seen a ghost explain itself? Me neither. Because the most dangerous men don't explain. They vanish. They build themselves. When they return, no one recognizes them. I am Thomas Shelby, and today I will be your mentor. So listen until the end. This conversation may change your life. People are addicted to patterns. They understand noise, distraction, weakness. But when you go silent, when you move different, they panic. They question you because they can't label what they don't understand. And men like me, we don't fit into boxes. We break them. So if you're being doubted, mocked, or misunderstood, that means you're becoming rare. Rare things are never understood in the beginning. The moment you stop doing what they do, they turn on you. That's how the world works. You eat different. You think deeper. You speak less. And suddenly, you become a threat. Not because you hurt anyone, but because your growth exposes their laziness. Let them fear you. Because when they fear you, they leave you alone. And when they leave you alone, you get to build in peace. I've been misunderstood my whole life. They didn't understand the war I fought, the brothers I buried, the way I see the world like a battlefield, not a playground. And they never will. But I don't need them to understand. Because while they're trying to make sense of me, I'm moving past them. Power isn't about being accepted. It's about being unshakable in the face of doubt. Get used to being alone. At first, they laugh. They call you obsessed. They say you changed. Of course you did. You were supposed to. That's the cycle. First, they judge you. Then they envy you. Finally, they imitate you. I've seen it all my life. They hated my silence, then started copying my calm. They mocked my discipline, then begged me for advice. People don't really hate you. They hate what your discipline says about them. You remind them of what they're not doing. That's why they talk. That's why they point. But keep going. Because the moment they see success, everything changes. They always come back around. The ones who doubted you, insulted you, left you, they watch from a distance. And when they see you win, they suddenly remember you. I've seen men mock me for being too focused, too cold. Then later they come with compliments, apologies, even offers. But I never forget. Remember this. Every man who judges you for your grind will one day either respect you or regret not joining you. Let them talk now. They're just giving you time to build. Stop talking so much. When you speak less and listen more, you learn faster. I never told people what I was building. I showed them after it was done. That's how you hold power. So speak when it's strategic. The less they know, the more they fear. Look around you. Everyone's shouting, posting on social media, crying for attention. But not you. You keep your mouth shut. Silence isn't weakness, because in silence you build. You plan, you grow, and when you emerge, you're unrecognizable. Your silence is your shield, and your results will be your voice. There was a time I used to react. I used to argue, prove my point. Then I learned, power doesn't yell, it whispers. Now, I stay silent. Not because I'm weak, but because I'm working. Because I know the moment I start talking, I stop working. So I wait. I let my silence haunt them. Let it echo louder than their noise. That's the move. That's the code. Stay silent. Stay focused. Speak only when it shifts the ground beneath their feet. You don't owe anyone your time. They weren't there when you bled. They didn't carry your pain. So stop trying to make them understand. You owe them nothing. No explanations, no forgiveness. They want access to what they didn't help you build. Don't give it. Protect your path. When you're focused, the wrong people feel neglected. Let them. Their opinions are not your responsibility. Your focus is. And every minute spent trying to be understood is a minute stolen from your future. The moment you level up, they demand to know why you left them behind. But they weren't with you when it was cold, when it was dark, when it was silent. So don't explain yourself. You don't owe them anything. You owe yourself greatness. Let them feel confused. Let them spin stories. You're not here to feed their narrative. Don't apologize for focusing on yourself. You're not selfish. They say you've changed. That means you're growing. And growth demands sacrifice. If they don't understand that, they were never meant to be in your circle. Let them fall off. Let them misunderstand. You weren't born to please You don't owe them access. You don't owe them updates. Focus on yourself. No one will ever truly understand what you're doing. And that's okay. It's not their vision. It's yours. You don't owe them access. It's not their war. You don't owe them updates. It's yours. Just remember, focus on yourself. They don't need to understand your journey. They only need to see the results. They won't get why you say no to parties, what you're doing, why you wake before dawn, and that's okay. Why you train, it's not their build, grind without applause. That's fine. It's not their because you don't need their noise. It's yours. You need your mission. Stay on the path, even if no one claps. To understand your journey, especially if no one claps. Because when you reach the top, and they all show up, you'll know who really mattered. Just remember, this is your life, your pain, your process. No one else is meant to understand it. People want the reward without the scars. But every scar you carry, that's proof you didn't quit. Proof you kept going when they would have folded. So let them talk. Let them guess. Your journey was never theirs to comprehend. It was always yours to finish. There will come a time when your silence becomes louder than their opinions, when your results shut every mouth that once doubted you. But to reach that point, you have to focus, obsessively, relentlessly. Ignore the noise, ignore the critics. Let them talk while you build. Because the day will come when they won't recognize you, and that's the point. You didn't evolve to be seen. You evolved to dominate. Every day they'll try to distract you, to pull you back into mediocrity. Don't fall for it. Turn the volume down on the world and up on your discipline. You don't need to silence them. You need to outlast them. Let their gossip echo while you grind. Let their judgment sharpen your edge. While they argue, you act. While they watch, you win. This is the code. Head down, eyes forward. Cut through distraction like a blade. Focus like your future depends on it. Because it does. So what now? You listen to my story. But will you apply the lessons? Will you implement what you learned? If you will, write it in the comments. Write what will be your first decision after this video. And if you need more motivation, you know where to find it. In this channel. Now go. Build a better routine. Make better choices. Focus on your life. And become a legend.
Start making moves with Hostinger Sell. Claim your .com domain for 36 months and pay only 1 cent for the first 12. Don't miss out. Register your domain name before somebody else does. Turn one day into day one and grow your brand online. Go for it at Hostinger.com.
I'm going to put my hands up and say that I am guilty.
Enough is enough. If your brain only worked when things were easy, you wouldn't be here. The real problem isn't discipline. It's that your mind shuts down the moment something feels hard. Today, you're not motivating yourself. You're hacking the system that tells you to quit. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat down to do something difficult and your brain immediately started offering you exits? Maybe I should check my phone real quick. I'm not really in the right headspace for this. I'll do this later when I have more energy. Your brain is not your friend. It's a survival machine optimized for a world that no longer exists. And until you understand that, you'll keep losing to it. Here's what they don't teach you in school. Your brain is trying to kill your potential, not out of malice, out of design. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that wants to build your business, finish your degree, create something meaningful. It's fighting a war against your limbic system, which just wants you comfortable, safe, and sedated. Every time you face something hard, your amygdala screams threat. Your body floods with cortisol, and your conscious mind, that little voice that thinks it's in control, scrambles to rationalize why you should quit. Most people lose this battle every single day. They think they're making decisions. They're not. They're being hijacked. But there's a way out. It's called metacognition, and it's the closest thing to a cheat code for the human brain. Metacognition is thinking about thinking. It's stepping outside your own consciousness and watching yourself like a scientist observing a lab rat. Sounds simple? It's not. Most people have never had a single metacognitive thought in their entire lives. They're passengers in their own minds, completely identified with every fear, every impulse, every excuse their brain generates. You know what's terrifying? You've probably made fewer than 10 genuine decisions in the last month. The rest were just automatic responses dressed up as choices. Your brain ran a subroutine, generated a feeling, and you called it what I wanted to do. But when you develop metacognition, you become the programmer instead of the program. You start seeing the patterns, the triggers, the predictable ways your brain tries to sabotage you, and once you see them, you can exploit them. Let's get technical for a moment because understanding the machinery makes you dangerous. Your brain operates on two systems. Daniel Kahneman called them System 1 and System 2, but let's call them what they really are: the animal and the engineer. The animal is fast, emotional, energy efficient. It makes 95% of your decisions. It's why you scroll instead of study. It's why you eat garbage. It's why you know exactly what you should do, but somehow never do it. The engineer is slow, logical, energy expensive. It's the part of you watching this video and nodding along. But here's the problem. The engineer only gets 5% of the decision-making power, and it gets exhausted after about 20 minutes of real work. Every productivity guru tells you to use your willpower and stay disciplined. They're idiots. You can't out-willpower your biology. The animal always wins a direct fight, but metacognition doesn't fight the animal. It studies the animal, predicts the animal, and tricks the animal into doing what the engineer wants. That's the game, and nobody's teaching you how to play it. Layer 1, the observer. First, you need to create distance between you and your thoughts. Right now, when your brain says, I don't feel like it, you believe that's you talking. It's not. It's just neural noise. It's the same mechanism that makes you crave sugar and avoid conflict. It's evolution, not wisdom. Here's the practice. When you're about to do something hard and resistance shows up, narrate it out loud in third person. He's feeling resistance right now. His brain is generating the thought that he should check his email. His heart rate is elevating slightly. He's scanning the room for distractions. He's looking for an escape. Sounds psychotic? Good. Sanity is overrated and clearly hasn't gotten you where you want to be. This simple act of narration creates psychological distance. You're no longer identified with the resistance. You're observing it, and observation changes behavior at a fundamental level. There's actual neuroscience here. When you narrate your experience, you activate your prefrontal cortex and dampen your amygdala response. You're literally rewiring the circuit in real time, but you have to do it consistently, not once when you feel motivated. Try this right now. Whatever you're avoiding today, narrate your resistance to it, out loud. Feel how alien it becomes when you describe it like you're watching someone else. Layer 2, the pattern recognizer. Your brain is predictable, pathetically predictable. Once you start observing, you'll notice you sabotage yourself the same way every time. Same time of day, same type of task, same excuse with different words. I want you to understand something dark. You are not a complex mystery. You're a simple machine with about 5 failure modes that repeat endlessly. Most people never discover what those 5 modes are. They just keep running into the same walls and wondering why their face hurts. Here's your assignment. Keep a resistance journal for 2 weeks. Every single time you avoid something hard, document it with surgical precision. What was the task? What time was it? What was your energy level? 1, 10. What excuse did your brain generate? What emotion accompanied the excuse? What did you do instead? How did you feel after avoiding it? By day 14, you'll see the algorithm. You'll know exactly when and how you betray yourself. And the patterns will be so obvious you'll want to punch yourself for not seeing them earlier. Maybe you always quit right after lunch when your blood sugar crashes. Maybe you only procrastinate on creative work, never on busy work, because creation carries the risk of judgment. Maybe you're fine until you hit the first moment of confusion, then you bail immediately because you've never learned to tolerate not knowing. These patterns are your source code, and you can't debug code you refuse to read. Layer 3, the architect. This is where it gets interesting. Now that you can observe your thoughts and recognize your patterns, you can start designing your cognitive environment. Most people try to force themselves through their weak points. That's stupid. You don't fix a broken machine by yelling at it. You redesign the system so the machine doesn't break. If you know you always quit at 3 p.m. when your glucose crashes, you don't fight it with willpower. You architect around it. You schedule hard tasks between 9, 11 a.m. when your prefrontal cortex is fresh. You have a specific snack ready at 2:45. You schedule shallow work for the afternoon crash window. If you know your brain generates "I'm too tired" when you haven't even started, you create a pre-task ritual that's so small your brain can't generate resistance to it. Not write for an hour, just open the document. Not go to the gym, just put on gym clothes. If you know you get distracted by your phone, you don't trust yourself to resist it. You put it in another room. You use app blockers. You delete social media during work hours. You architect your environment so the good behavior is easier than the bad behavior. You're not trying to be more disciplined. You're trying to be more intelligent about your own psychology. Discipline is for people who don't understand themselves. Architecture is for people who do. Let me give you 7 specific techniques that will change everything if you actually use them. Technique 1, the 5-second window. Your brain needs 5 to 7 seconds to generate a rationalization for quitting. If you move before that window closes, you bypass the resistance entirely. The moment you think of the hard thing you need to do, count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And move physically. Stand up, open the laptop, grab your shoes, walk to your workspace. Don't think, move. Thinking is where you die. Mel Robbins popularized this, but nobody explains why it works. Here's why. Your brain can't run the procrastination subroutine and the movement subroutine simultaneously. By hijacking your motor cortex, you interrupt the cognitive spiral before it starts. It feels stupid. It works anyway. Use it. Technique 2, the difficulty audit. Before any hard task, write down the difficulty you predict it will be from 1 to 10. Be honest. Then set a timer for 10 minutes and start the task. When the timer goes off, rate the actual difficulty you experienced. Do this for 20 different tasks. You'll discover something disturbing. Your brain consistently overestimates difficulty by 3 to 5 points. The thing you rated as an 8 was actually a 4. Your brain is systematically lying to you about how hard things are. Once you have data proving your brain is a liar, you stop trusting its assessments. The fear loses its power because you know it's just a bad prediction algorithm, not reality. This is metacognition in action. You're using evidence to override emotion. Technique 3, the negotiation protocol. When massive resistance shows up, don't fight it head on. You'll lose. Instead, negotiate with your brain like it's a hostage situation. Okay, I hear you. You don't want to do this. How about we just do 10 minutes? Just 10 minutes, then we can quit guilt-free. Your brain will usually accept this deal because it seems reasonable. But here's the dark truth. Starting is 90% of the battle. Once you're 10 minutes in, the resistance vanishes about 70% of the time. The activation energy was the only real barrier. You're not compromising. You're manipulating yourself, and that's exactly what you need to do. Technique 4, the energy inventory. Most people treat their energy like it's infinite and then wonder why they collapse at 2 p.m. Start tracking your energy in 90-minute blocks. Every 90 minutes, rate your mental energy, 1 to 10, and note what you just did. After 1 week, you'll see which activities drain you and which restore you. Then ruthlessly reorganize your day around your energy curve. Do deep work when you're at 8 to 10 energy. Do administrative garbage when you're at 4 to 6. Rest and input activities when you're below 4. This alone will double your output because you'll stop trying to do calculus when your brain is running on fumes. Technique 5, the trigger mapping. Your procrastination isn't random. It's triggered by specific environmental and emotional cues. Make a list of every time you procrastinated this week. Now look for the trigger that happened right before. Was it an email? A thought about judgment? Walking past your bed? Feeling confused? Map the trigger to the avoidance behavior. Once you see the chain, you can break it. When you notice the trigger, you can choose a different response. Example, if confusion triggers avoidance, create a rule. When confused, I will write down 3 questions I need to answer, not switch tasks. You're hacking your own conditioning. Technique 6, the accountability audit. Who in your life makes you sharper and who makes you weaker? Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Next to each name, write whether they raise your standards or lower them. Be honest. That friend who always wants to just chill when you have work to do, they're lowering your standards. That colleague who complains about everything, they're teaching your brain that effort is futile. You don't have to cut people off, but you do have to architect your social environment. Spend more time with people who make hard things look normal. Their metacognitive habits will rub off on you. Technique 7, the weekly autopsy. Every Sunday, spend 30 minutes reviewing your week with brutal honesty. What hard things did I do? What was my win rate? What hard things did I avoid? What pattern emerged? What excuse did I use most often? What environmental factor made me weak? What will I architect differently next week? Write this down. Track it over months. You'll start seeing meta patterns, patterns in your patterns. That's when you become dangerous. Here's what nobody tells you about metacognition. Once you develop it, you can't unsee what you see. You'll watch other people make excuses, and you'll see right through them because you've seen through your own. You'll watch people destroy their lives with the same predictable patterns, and you'll feel a strange mix of pity and contempt. You'll sit in meetings where someone says, "I just don't have time," and you'll know they mean, "I haven't prioritized this and I'm lying to myself about why." You'll see friends sabotage themselves with perfect consistency, and you'll realize you can't save someone who won't observe themselves. You'll realize most people are sleepwalking, and you'll realize you were too. This awareness is lonely, but it's the price of power. You can stay comfortable in delusion, or you can see reality and act on it. You don't get both. If you really want to hack your brain, you need to make metacognition a lifestyle, not a technique you try when motivated. Every morning, spend 5 minutes asking, what will I resist today? What excuses will my brain generate? What's my plan to override them? What's my energy going to look like? How will I architect around my weak points? Every evening, review the day. When did you win? When did you lose? What pattern emerged? Did you follow your architecture, or did you improvise and fail? What will you do differently tomorrow? Every week, look at your resistance journal. Calculate your win rate. Notice if it's improving. Adjust your systems based on the data, not on how you feel about them. Every month, zoom out. Are the same patterns showing up? If you're still avoiding the same type of work after 30 days of trying, you haven't actually changed anything. You've just thought about changing. This isn't motivation. This is engineering. You're running experiments on yourself and optimizing based on results.
Work today is broken. Every day, people juggle so many different tools just to get work done. A simple task turns into a time-consuming mess because work sprawl has scattered the tools and contexts we rely on. And the trend towards bundling software isn't addressing the root of the problem. The system
Now let me ask you something uncomfortable. How long have you known you need to change? How many videos have you watched? How many books have you read? How many times have you promised yourself, this time will be different? The information isn't your problem. Your unwillingness to observe yourself honestly is. You can watch this video, nod along, feel inspired for 20 minutes, and then do nothing. Most people will. They'll go back to being strangers to themselves, wondering why life feels so hard. Or
I just finished sparring, and it's incredible because they were trying to hit me back. Life is the same way. It hits back, and that's what makes it worth living. Every time someone tells me they were blindsided by something, I ask them a simple question. Do you honestly think you'd be happy if everything in your life went perfectly all of the time? If you never had problems, never had to work for what you wanted, never experienced worry or anxiety, just lived in some fantasy utopia, would you actually be content? Look at anyone who's come close to that life. They end up a complete mess. So clearly, comfort doesn't create happiness. The truth is, you're happy when you solve problems. And if you need to solve problems to be happy, then you need problems in the first place. So maybe start being more thankful for the problems you have. Even the mundane ones. You haven't lost your arm. You get to experience the dopamine rush and satisfaction of solving something. And until that problem is solved, are you really suffering? Problems are fantastic. They're the seeds that happiness grows from. I've had an incredibly painful life. I still do to a degree, but I can't imagine living any other way. This idea of hedonistic utopia is degenerate. The only thing that's not degenerate is fighting a battle or solving a problem. Is my life difficult? Absolutely. Am I complaining? Never. In fact, I'd hate for it to be any other way. I genuinely believe God has given me one of the best lives possible, and I can't complain about anything that's happened. It's all been perfect. I'm truly thankful for everything. When bad things happen to you, you should be intelligent enough to realize that eventually you'll get over it and learn an important lesson. It's going to change you in the right direction. Allah is the best of planners, and He knows what you need to learn. As humans, especially as men, we only learn the hard way. You have to learn the hard way, so God gives us lessons through difficulty. He thinks you need to learn something about yourself or about other people. So He gives you a difficult time so you can learn your lesson. Because if He just told you how the world works, you'd say, yeah, and move on. But when He shows you, when you feel it, my fight coach used to say, you have to feel it to believe it. That's when it sticks. God will give you difficult times so you learn your lessons. And these lessons are critical for you to become the person you need to be in this life. He's the best of planners, and I'm thankful for all the lessons He's given me. He's bestowed knowledge upon me. How could I not be grateful to God for making me so intelligent and wise? For giving me the ability to look into things deeply and come to the right decision. To basically predict the future perfectly. How did I know how the world works? You have to have difficulty happening to you constantly. So when you sit there saying you want an easy life, what you're really saying is you're a dummy and you want to stay a dummy. You want an easy life where nothing bad happens to you. Because even though it will teach you lessons, you can't handle the emotional pain. You want to stay stupid. I don't want to be stupid. I want to be smart. If I want to be smart, then pain doesn't hurt me. All of the wisdom I have, all of this knowledge I speak, everything I say has been learned through difficulty. All of my lessons have come from bad things, bad events, bad scenarios, bad situations, pain, suffering, resentment. All of these horrible emotions are how I've learned everything. So I thank God for giving them to me. And anyone who wants an easy life wants to stay stupid. When bad things happen to me, I actually enjoy it. Maybe my whole life isn't about trying to find comfort. It's about finding challenges and finding stories. Once you understand that all the bad and good things that come into your life are a perfect plan from God Himself, you're going to be far less affected by the bad things. If something terrible happens to you, it's part of God's plan. He knows what He's doing. In the end, you're going to be happy it happened. I often ask people, is there anything bad that happened to you in the past that you were distraught about at the time, but now you wish hadn't happened? If you know that a year from now you'll be glad it happened, why be upset about it happening now? You have to be cerebral about these things. And if you take these approaches, it's pretty easy to be a happy, content, balanced person. I don't think there's any serious magic to happiness. It's a choice, and it's easy to make. Look, let me tell you something that nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to understand. The universe only gives you what you can handle. And when it gives you something before you're ready, it's not a blessing, it's a disaster waiting to happen. You think you want millions right now? Be honest with yourself. Do you actually deserve it? Deep down, you know the answer, and pretending otherwise is just lying to yourself. If money landed in your lap tomorrow, it would probably ruin your life because you haven't built the character to manage it. Think about every lottery winner who goes broke within 2 years. These people get handed a fortune and lose everything because they're walking around with a millionaire's bank account, but a broke person's mentality. They never learned the lessons. They never went through the fire. They got the prize without running the race, and it destroyed them. That's what happens when you skip the process. You get crushed by the weight of something you weren't built to carry. I'm grateful I wasn't rich when I was younger, because if I had been, I wouldn't have the strength I have now. I wouldn't have learned the lessons that only poverty can teach you. There's something invaluable about struggling, about being broke, about facing rejection after rejection. Those experiences forge you into someone who can't be broken. When you finally get money after years of having none, you have the perspective of someone who's been on both sides. You have poor man's wisdom with a rich man's resources, and that combination is unstoppable. But here you are, scrolling through social media, watching other people win, feeling sorry for yourself because you didn't catch that lucky break. You see someone make a fortune overnight and you think, why not me? Let me tell you why not you, because you're not ready yet. And that's not an insult, that's a fact. The universe is trying to teach you something, and until you learn it, you're going to stay exactly where you are. Stop fantasizing about waking up rich without putting in the work. Life doesn't work like that. You don't get to scroll Twitter for an hour, post some nonsense, and make millions while smiling. Success requires you to wake up and do the right thing, even when every fiber of your being wants to stay in bed. It requires you to dedicate yourself to brutal, grinding, soul-crushing work that nobody else wants to do. And yes, it's going to be terrible. Yes, it's going to hurt. But that's the entire point. See, everyone wants the finished product, but nobody wants to respect the process. We're obsessed with the destination, but we have zero appreciation for the journey. But here's what you're missing. The journey is where you become the person capable of handling the destination. You think babies just magically become adults? No. They go through years of development, learning, falling down, getting back up. That process is what shapes them. The same thing applies to your dreams. You need time to develop, to learn, to fail, to grow. Rushing it only guarantees you'll fail when you finally get there. Let me ask you something. If I gave you two options right now, a 1% chance of making it today, or a 100% guarantee you'll make it in 3 years if you work for it, which would you choose? Smart people would take the 3 years without hesitation. 3 years of learning, growing, building skills, plus guaranteed success? That's a no-brainer. But most of you would take the gamble. You take that 1% chance because you're so addicted to instant gratification that you'd rather risk everything on a dice roll than commit to 3 years of actual work. That's not strategy, that's laziness disguised as ambition. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Those 3 years aren't wasted time. They're not just some obstacle standing between you and success. Those years are teaching you everything you're going to need to know when you finally get there. They're building your character, testing your resolve, showing you who you really are. Without those lessons, you're just another person who got lucky and lost it all because they didn't know how to handle it. We live in this crazy era where people are making money so easily through crypto and other schemes that they're losing all concept of what money actually means. They're making and losing fortunes without learning a single lesson along the way. Back in the day, if you wanted to make money, you had to learn real skills. You had to understand business, deal with customers, manage people, handle taxes, navigate regulations. The money you made was almost secondary to the education you received while making it. Now, people are just gambling and calling it entrepreneurship. I want you to understand something fundamental about your existence right now. You've been walking through life with these massive dreams, these incredible visions of who you could become. And yet when you look at what you've actually accomplished, the truth is brutally simple. You haven't done anything. You wake up, you work, you pay your bills, you scroll through social media watching other people live the life you claim you want. You buy a tiny fraction of some investment and pray it multiplies enough to save you from the reality you've created. But praying doesn't build empires, action does. And here's what really gets me. What actually drives me insane about the average person today. You can't even handle the simplest things. Going to the gym isn't complicated. Eating proper food isn't rocket science. These are basic human functions that require minimal effort, and yet you fail at them repeatedly. You look in the mirror and you know, deep down you know, that you're not living up to even a fraction of your potential. You don't have the self-control to be selective about what goes into your own body. You can't dedicate 20 minutes a day to physical training. These are the easiest changes you could possibly make, biological certainties that if you stop eating garbage and do basic exercise, you'll transform. But you haven't done it. Why? Because you're comfortable being uncomfortable. You've accepted mediocrity as your reality. Let me tell you about average. The average person is losing. When an average guy and someone like me want the same thing, there's no competition. I'm getting it every single time. And the difference isn't just in the outcome, it's in how we approach everything. The average man has to sacrifice his entire existence to maintain what little he has. He's constantly compromising, constantly settling, constantly living below his capabilities. But I need you to understand something important. I genuinely hope your life changes. I hope you experience excitement instead of this brutally mundane existence you're trapped in. I hope you feel real adrenaline pumping through your veins. I hope beautiful people actually want to be around you. I hope you get to taste freedom, Real freedom, not the illusion of it that you've been sold. Think about your environment right now. Look at the people around you during the holidays, during family gatherings, during your daily routine. Do you want to become any of them? The answer is probably no, and that should terrify you. You're surrounded by people with slave mindsets, and you're becoming a product of that environment. Here's a truth that most people can't handle. When you achieve real success, when you actually become someone significant, you can't even tell people the truth about your life without making them uncomfortable. I've sat at tables with regular guys, middle managers, corporate workers, and the moment I'm honest about what I do and what I've accomplished, the entire energy shifts. They stop talking about their small victories because suddenly they realize how small they actually are. When someone asks what I do, and I tell them I'm a world champion kickboxer, that I'm a multi-millionaire, that I own supercars and stay in the best hotels, I'm not bragging, I'm just existing. But my existence makes average people go quiet because it highlights everything they're not doing. It's all about comparison. You sit with your family and friends celebrating the fact that you managed to pay rent and eat food for 12 months straight, and they congratulate you like you've accomplished something remarkable. But let me give you perspective. You know what else managed to stay alive for a year? A worm. That's your achievement. You survived. Congratulations on meeting the absolute bare minimum requirement of existence. Your last year, if I had to live it, would be the most depressing period of my life. The happiest day you experienced wouldn't match an average Tuesday for me. You look like garbage, you feel like garbage, and unless you make massive, dramatic changes to your entire existence right now, you're going to die as insignificant as the billions of people throughout history who died and nobody remembered. We still talk about the kings and conquerors of old. People will talk about certain names long after they're gone. But you're just another person who existed, consumed resources, and disappeared without making any real impact. I can't go to the gym. Why? Oh, because it's far away and my leg hurts and I don't have a membership. Once you run out of excuses, what's left? Action. You're going to end up in the gym. Action remains when you run out of excuses. I've said for a very long time, I don't use excuses. I talk in binaries. I succeeded or I failed. I didn't say I failed because no, I failed. I should have done better. People ask me, how do you get rich? You do this and you work. Oh, but that won't work for me because they are saying that so they do not have to actually do the work. That's what they're trying to do, trying to avoid the brutal realities of life. There's nowhere to hide. The only thing that is guaranteed in this life besides death is constant, endless, never-ending work. You're sitting around on your backside scrolling mindlessly and wasting time. And then you have the audacity to ask me why you're not where you want to be in life. Because people like me are going to take everything and not even leave you with scraps. There's not even going to be a little piece of meat on the carcass because you're too busy wasting time and chasing around people who are too good for you in the first place. The only way you're going to have anything in this life is to wake up and to suffer the brutal realities of endless effort and to win by force. That's the answer to how you get the relationships you want. That's the answer to how you get wealthy. It's the answer to how you get in shape. It's the answer to how you become driven. I can be motivated to do anything because I force myself. I can blink and cure my brain and be endlessly, permanently motivated to achieve the most mundane and boring and insignificant of tasks. You can't motivate yourself to even get in the gym and have a body people admire you for. You can't motivate yourself to be sexually desirable and then you want to sit here and ask me questions about relationships. You can't motivate yourself to get up and log in and dedicate yourself so you can finally have some money. The dream is not to have a luxury car. The dream is to have a mother who isn't worried about hospital bills. The dream is to be able to travel around the world because there's a place you want to see before you die. The dream is to not have that depression on a Sunday night because you have work on a Monday morning. The dream is to have a car that works, and if it breaks down, you can afford to pay it. And to achieve this dream, you do not have to go and die in a ditch. You do not have to climb Mount Everest. You have to open up a laptop and type, and you still fail. You don't have the motivation to type on a keyboard to achieve your dreams, and you think I can fix a loser like you. Make a list of all the things you would do if you were guaranteed to win 100%. A genie appears and says to you, the next 10 activities you partake in have a 100% success rate. If you enter the cage, you're going to win 100%. So you get to say you're a cage fighter for the rest of your life. Everyone wants to be a cage fighter. There's not a man alive who doesn't want to be a cage fighter. But most men are too scared. So they just cope and go to the gym and lift weights and try and look like a cage fighter without actually being a cage fighter because they're afraid, because they're cowards. But you, if you get in there, are guaranteed to win. You're guaranteed to have that reputation for the rest of your life. it's a guaranteed win. If you start a company, it's a guaranteed win. You're going to get paid. It's going to be successful. You're going to be a millionaire. Guaranteed. Make a list of the 10 things you'd do if they were guaranteed wins. And once that list is made, look in the mirror and decide to give them 100% of your effort, all of your heart and soul. You're going to try your very best. You're going to keep your mind open, keep your heart open, keep your energy levels high, and you're going to dedicate yourself until the end of the year before Christmas comes. You're going to give them all everything you've got. You're going to agree you want to do a cage fight. You're going to go train with everything you got. You're going to agree you're going to launch a business. You're just going to sit there and promise to give 100% of yourself to the 10 things you definitely would do if you had a 100% guaranteed victory at the end of it. And if you do all of that, I guarantee you next year will be the most fantastic year of your life. Because the most unknown secret of the universe is that you are guaranteed to win everything if you try your best. You don't need to chase meaningless pleasures and empty pursuits that lead nowhere. You have to dominate your domain. Why did Genghis Khan wake up each morning? Did he think about playing instruments or simple entertainment? That got boring. Even after dozens of children, it became routine. So what did he do? He gathered his warriors and decided to ride out and take whatever they found. Why? Because the drive to conquer is embedded in masculine nature. The modern world has dulled this instinct. They distract you with entertainment and festivals. They numb you with depression and other garbage. But truthfully, when you look in the mirror as a man, what brings fulfillment? Building your empire brings fulfillment. That's why Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Genghis Khan did what they did. They didn't have maps. They didn't know their destinations. They simply decided to prove they were the best. That's what successful men do now, at least financially. Why do I keep making money? I have nothing left to purchase. There's nothing I need. I own 4 Koenigseggs, a Rimac, a Bugatti, 53 other cars, and 4 properties. There's nothing left to buy. I'm winning the game. I'm conquering. That's what truly gives you purpose in life. Conquest. Men have always been this way. That's why wars happened. The Mongols raided Vienna. Consider how long it takes to ride from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, to Vienna, Austria on horseback. Yet they were still driven enough and restless enough to say they needed that city. That's masculine essence. It's been dulled inside people. Do you think they ever considered enjoyment during these conquests? I don't think so. The entire world was built by this innate drive to conquer. Conquering doesn't always mean dominating others. You can conquer the sky by constructing a skyscraper. You can conquer by building roads. You can conquer through construction, not just destruction. You conquer by arriving in new territory, building a beautiful family, and creating children. I believe this exists inside every man. The modern world has dumbed it down. But I'm not interested in amusement. I don't understand the concept. Amusement is for women and children. Last night I went to a restaurant with my brother. Maybe 25 of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. We sat at this table. Fancy food arrived. Bottles of champagne came. Everyone was there. The girls were laughing, drinking. Everyone was enjoying themselves. Never at any point during the entire experience did I have any enjoyment. I sat on my phone, checked my finances, did some work, replied to important people, spoke to my fight coach about training and important matters, spoke to my legal team. Everyone around me was having a good time. I was getting things done. But I never for a second felt amused. And I didn't want to. I didn't try to join in. I didn't try to participate. No. I pay for everything. You all enjoy yourselves. I'm going to do this. I say this constantly to the people I care about. Your life is enjoyment and my life is pressure, but you belong to me. You're my woman, so you're allowed to have enjoyment. My life is going to remain stressful, but you are mine. I experience satisfaction through proxy by making sure everybody I love has enjoyment. I don't want any amusement. I provide enjoyment, but I don't have any. I don't even enjoy providing it. It's just my obligation. Everyone around me has a good time. I'm working. I want to make this very clear to people. I don't want anyone to think I'm unhappy or depressed or miserable from this. This is just how I view the world. I don't want to have amusement. I don't look at entertainment and feel I'm missing out. I look at it and think I'm glad they're enjoying their experience. It's like food. Do you want this cake? No. Well, everyone else wants it. I'm glad they want the cake. Cake tastes good. That's great. I don't want the cake. I will provide the cake. I'm a baker. I can give you cake, but I don't want any. I don't think in the concept of amusement. I don't enjoy entertainment ever. All I want to do is achieve monumentally and endlessly. That's all I'm interested in. You don't need drugs. You don't need alcohol. You don't need parties or festivals. You don't need entertainment. Amusement is the vector through which negative forces operate. There's money to be made. You don't retire your mother. You don't help the world. You don't give to charity. You don't become stronger. You don't become wiser. You don't learn anything. Life's not about amusement as a man. Life is about doing the right thing because it must be done. Our world showcases humanity's remarkable achievements. Consider the infrastructure surrounding you. Buildings, electrical grids, plumbing systems, all constructed by ordinary people whose names history has forgotten. Workers from distant lands arrived, completed their tasks, and departed without fanfare or recognition. Here's the irony. You're pursuing goals that could earn you fame and fortune, yet you struggle with motivation. Those anonymous builders erected skyscrapers for minimal pay and zero acknowledgement. They never complained about difficulty or lack of drive. They simply showed up and delivered results. Imagine rebuilding civilization from scratch. The time required would be incomprehensible. Yet through persistent effort across generations, humanity created all of this. There's no such thing as lacking motivation. You either desire something or you don't. Having access to technology that lets you watch content like this means you can accomplish easier tasks for greater rewards. The sole obstacle preventing your success and wealth is claiming you lack drive. Your own mind is sabotaging you, and this needs correction. You have roughly a decade to secure your family's future from permanent economic struggle, yet you claim insufficient motivation. You're failing your ancestors who survived genuine threats. In today's chaotic world, the last thing you should lack is urgency, because time is running short. As someone who achieved financial success, I observe the opportunity gap narrowing. You're watching it close from below, lacking the motivation to build your escape route. Waiting for government assistance or political saviors reflects a slave mentality. The system dangles false promises. Finish your degree, pay off debts, keep working, and prosperity will arrive. Ask any wealthy person how they succeeded. None will say university, yet people continue wasting years on traditional paths that don't lead to wealth. The divide is shrinking. The powerful elite work against your interests. You're 22, at peak capability and energy. If it's Friday night, are you earning money or seeking entertainment? Choosing concerts over income means accepting defeat, and that deserves no sympathy. People claim they lack energy and drive, but that's false. They simply direct it wrongly. Someone supposedly lacking motivation still chases romantic interests all day, experiences road rage, gets angry at social media. You possess energy and motivation, it's just misdirected. We all have an internal life force. Most people channel it toward distractions instead of productivity. The system has distracted society with trivial entertainment. I refuse to invest time in activities that don't benefit my life or my children's future. Sports victories and concerts don't advance my family's prospects. If you catch yourself gossiping, obsessing over celebrities, or arguing pointlessly, ask yourself why. The answer is frustration. You can't succeed at building wealth because you've only experienced failure, which explains your poverty. So you engage in conflicts where you might win instead. You're not actually depressed, angry, or unhappy. You're just broke. Achieve wealth, and you'll discover the world is beautiful with nothing worth fighting over. This explains why poor people constantly attack the rich, why politics remains theatrical nonsense, and why wealthy people don't engage at levels others expect. Their engagement focuses solely on earning money. My routine starts with 2 liters of water, then intense training, pushing through weights as hard as possible. I consume multiple coffees. I consider caffeine miraculous. Another 2 liters of water follows. I eat only dinner daily, skipping breakfast and lunch. Then I complete tasks continuously. Whether recording podcasts, traveling, or occasionally acquiring luxury items, I spend every waking moment on my laptop or phone managing my business empire. That's my entire existence, work. Life equals work for me. Even sleeping is work now. I only sleep because not sleeping would prevent working. If I could work without sleep, I'd never sleep. People observe the cars, boats, and lifestyle through marketing, thinking I'm living wildly. Then they spend time with me and realize that yes, we're on boats with attractive company and luxury surroundings, but I'm working on my laptop. That's all I want. Running the empire gives me purpose. I reach the top through old-fashioned grinding, and that's what I still do. I just work. You're living in the most incredible era a human being could ever experience. You can sit at a computer, move your fingers across a keyboard, and build extraordinary wealth. The opportunities have never been more abundant than they are right now. Yet somehow, people have never been softer. The economic climate isn't your problem. The lack of opportunities isn't your problem. Your problem is that when someone hands you the solution on a silver platter, you freeze. You don't take action. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because there's no such thing. All timing is divine. You've been given time, and you've been given it for one purpose: to take action. The world doesn't need you to function. So ask yourself right now, what are you here for? You're here to do things. Action and inaction. Cause and effect. These are the fundamental laws of existence. If you refuse to move, If you keep telling yourself that later will be better, that something's going to magically change in the future to make everything easier, you're setting yourself up for the most bitter, permanent sting imaginable: regret. Think about it. What's actually easier? Living in constant fear of missing out, drowning in guilt and poverty, or dedicating a few focused hours each day to pay your bills and build your future? You're choosing the harder path right now. The truly lazy option is success. Real dedication and hard work come from staying in failure. Do you see the paradox here? The laziest thing you could possibly do is create the best life ever for yourself. If you genuinely love relaxation, if you truly lack motivation, if you're genuinely not someone who wants to try hard, then just get everything done now. Complete the work. Then you can stop thinking about it, stop worrying about it. But if you're really committed to something, stay exactly where you are. Stay broke, stay struggling, and dedicate your entire life to eternal suffering. I've given you a guaranteed path to victory. I've shown you exactly how to make the money. I've come here every single day and told you to work. I've dragged the pot of gold closer and closer to you. No matter how close I've pulled it, you just stand there frozen. No matter what situation I create for you, you find a way to lose. There's no other explanation for your massive incompetence and complete lack of action, except that losing is encoded in your very being. Listen to me right now. Listen with your entire heart. In 2 years, when you watch this again, you're going to despise yourself for not taking action today. You need to work. You need to dedicate yourself completely. You need to treat these next few months like your life depends on it, because it does. Analyze every mistake you've made. Stop wasting your precious time. Stop relying on external sources for temporary bursts of motivation so you can finally focus on something for once in your life. Either act or fail. You've been warned. If you ignore this, you deserve exactly what's coming for you. If you don't change the direction you're heading, you're going to end up exactly where you're pointed. You could be somebody. All you had to do was work these last few years. You could be a millionaire right now. You could literally keep your parents alive longer, give them extra years of consciousness, the people who brought you into this world. And somehow, that's not as important to you as wasting time on meaningless distractions. You don't feel any shame. Nothing bothers you deep inside. You sleep just fine. Everything's okay, right? What is wrong with you? People ask me to motivate them, and here I am, respected as one of the greatest speakers in the English language, trying my absolute best to convince you to win. I'm not trying to convince you to lose. I'm trying to convince you to do something you should already desperately want to do. And I can't seem to get you to take action and move and work. I need to break through to you. When you see success, I don't want you to be happy for others. I don't want you to sit there thinking, that would be cool. I want you to watch and think, how do I get there? How do I get involved in that life? How do I reach that level of capability? Look around yourself right now. Look at the room you're in. Look at everything in your life. Ask yourself honestly, am I happy with this? Do I want something else? Do I want more? How do I get what they have? People have gone from absolutely nothing to everything. How did they do it? How do you do it? I'm not showing you these things for entertainment. I'm showing you to motivate you and explain that there's an entire version of reality you haven't experienced yet. Don't you want to try a different version of reality? You've lived this life where you wake up, earn a little money, save up for things, buy something and feel grateful. Then an emergency wipes out your savings and you start over. You've tried that version. Let's try something new. Strength is not loud. It does not announce itself. It does not beg for recognition. Real strength is quiet, structured, and relentless. It wakes up early without being praised. It works when nobody is watching. It prepares for outcomes long before they are visible. That is why weak people mistake it for arrogance when it finally shows results. They never saw the years of discipline that preceded it. Most men underestimate how long it actually takes to become formidable. They expect transformation in weeks, validation in months, recognition in a year. When it doesn't happen, they retreat into distraction and self-pity. But power, real power, is slow. It compounds invisibly. It grows beneath the surface while everyone else is chasing quick wins and empty approval. A man who understands this stops explaining himself. He stops arguing with people who have no leverage. He stops reacting emotionally to opinions that carry no consequence. He becomes selective with his energy, precise with his words, and ruthless with his time. Time is the only non-renewable resource, and most people spend it like it has no value. You don't build a meaningful life by consuming. You build it by producing. Producing results, producing stability, producing solutions, producing order where chaos used to exist. Consumption numbs you. Production sharpens you. One makes you passive, the other makes you dangerous. This is why modern life feels empty to so many people. Everything is optimized for comfort, stimulation, and escape. Nothing is designed to forge character. Nothing is designed to demand endurance. And without endurance,
I learned that ChatGPT works best with detailed prompts, but I hate typing them. So instead, I dictate them using Whisper.
The Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day you're trying to become better.
When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that'll try to crush your dream. I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. That's good.
The Black Mamba strikes again. One of the NBA's all-time greats. Yeah, he's trying. There it is.
Job's not finished. Job finished? Well, I don't think so. If we want to get to that elite level, we really have to put in the work day in and day out.
This man played with a broken finger and won a championship.
I've played games with the flu. I played games with 102-degree fever, man.
Bryant has not sat tonight. He is literally on his last leg right now.
When the game is more important than the injury itself, you don't feel that damn injury.
Every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor. I'm not going to leave anything on the floor.
Mental toughness that you need to get in there and get the job done.
Are you getting better every single day? That's the question. The key factor for me wasn't whether or not I was ready. It was the fact that if I wasn't ready, I was determined to figure out how to get ready. At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today?
So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, and be legendary in your own right.
My name is Kobe Bryant.
Don't you ever forget it.
It's a great feeling to know that you set a goal and you were able to reach that goal and to knock it down.
Those times when you get up early and you work hard. Those times when you stay up late and you work hard. Those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And if you guys can understand that, then what you'll see happen is that you won't accomplish your dreams. Your dreams won't come true. Something greater will.
It's an amazing thing about passion. If you love something, if you have a strong passion for something, you would go to the extreme to try to understand or try to get it. Whatever you have a love for, if you have to walk, you would go get it. If you have to beg someone, you would go get it.
I don't think you guys understand how present you guys were with me. You know, you guys were there with me at 5:30 in the morning when I was running the track and I was midway through my workout.
Cats came for the straight drop, I make the booth pop. Number stay jugging non-stop as long as we come. I'm hands off now.
Yo, 20 bags in a month, need that shit times 3. My nigga time ain't free, so be careful when you speak. Say you're trapping, no please, how you starting with your read? 10 bands in my jeans, so my pockets can't breathe. I put the T into the trap, all my niggas them know that. Whips got tints, we're transporting like Kodak. I ain't ticking on no packs, build them up with a throwback. Straight 10 could the coast, my dance the fiends, they know that. I ain't telling lies, I'm a real go-getter. Didn't pass science in the band, had to measure. Now I sit back, got my youngin' by the presser. I was in the T, fuck a lecture, I really take risks. I think it's kinda funny, he got rough for half a brick. But let me keep it shh,
It is what it is. My stack's still piling. I'm investing in cribs. They're testing the bits. I'm in a new spot. Cats kitting for the straight drop. I make the food pop. Praying that this food locks. I just need more clean runs and I'ma stay jogging non-stop as long as fiends come. I'm hands off now, I'm with my sweet one. Dinners on the block, I told my young boys tapping. Got the reload and brought it down to a fraction. I ain't trapping for the fashion, in the hood I'm like Franklin. And why all these new eras capping? 2,000 on my jacket, ain't even got a hood. 1,000 on my jeans, I put them on just to jog. Swerving in the G by myself, know I'm good. Turn the pressure into diamonds, beat the oppo with my hood. I can't go low again, I don't need 100 friends. 2 phones booming last month, I made a double 10. I don't need no handout, I've done it again and again. I've done it again and again.
20 bags in a month, need that shit times 3. My nigga time ain't free, so be careful when you speak. Say you're trapping, no please. How you stunning with your read? 10 bands in my jeans, so my pockets.
Trying to find my way, I'm still slanging out stays. From a kid, I've been paid. I used to hustle in the rain, give a fuck about the fame. Monster hood, they know my name. AMG, I'm switching lanes. I got hustle in my veins. I take risks, why do you think they call me TR? My hood's violent, we got smoke like shisha. Johnny's got raiders, so I'm slanging out a Nina. Block full of demons, got a lick, so it's scheming. I burn a bridge and then I burn a zoo. Niggas gazy, I can't put my trust in you. Anyway, I know all the routes. Outside making money moves. Full up in that collie, 2 double R's, we coming through. My drip's too clean, they can't copy this. Mum found my pack, she told me stop this shit. But I'm way too deep, I can't stop bowling. I used to whip at my crib cause the block was lit. 5-figure pattern, caught my rollie straight from Hatton. Niggas rapping but they capping, they ain't never done a splashing. I could never be a has-been on my strip, I make it happen. Made a killing out of clapping, master fiends, I'm chatting. I run up mad figures, go ask about me. I made rats off the trap before I jumped on the beat. Fall for a score, fees normally get free. I did too much mix, I gave them 1 for free. This ain't nothing but the truth. Pick your buzzing if you're running with my food. Caught that young and trying to run off with a tooth. I can't blame him cause I done it as a youth. So I put him on my phone and made him pay off what was due. I run that back, gang. The streets cold, so I stay protected. Ask about tea and respect. If there's a plug in the room, I'm connected. I watch a cat OD inject. The streets cold, so I stay protected. Ask about tea and respect. If there's a plug in the room, I'm connected. I watch a cat OD inject.
They ain't put them right. They ain't done what I've done. Them sleepless nights. I'm L4 patient, trust me. Gang, line.
Do as I say, don't mimic me. Your best rapper is excited to meet me. You know what's up, boo. Mina kwanga lit. No sino kage WhatsApp groups delete me. I talking bamba, they will release me. I got the number to the commissioner. I'm really living, but they limit me. I'm really talking, me, I've been listening. You take caution when you deal with me. Now go ahead and tell your bosses it's the new regime. I'm wrong, that's why they gotta act like they're cool with me. Oh no, beat the shot daddy before I'm through with it. Baby, I wanna see you next year. Seeing you every day, nani katsia wetulia. Tunajua supenda mafastia. Kwa miezi mbili alafu tunaachia. I get money, then I get money, then I get money, then I get money, then I get more. Fuck me, you can fuck him, you can pop pills, baby girl, that you get bored. Wakiuliza wambia I said so. Yo tumeanza nako like baby let go. Fresh lyrics coming off the fucking techno. And the track let the teriaka. Hopes won't sleep. I said the hopes won't sleep. They won't have no peace. Nigga alidhani nitakuja one man. Look at me, see I really did the opposite. Pull up with the gang, leave your whole block lead. I leave your whole block lead. One more time now. Pull up with the gang, leave your whole block lead. I leave your whole blood clot block lead now. Oh Lord have mercy. Last time we was lucky, I loved it. Pull up jeans that in on my last day. She gave me her best friend for my birthday. Scott day, always with the wrong things. With the Mandelas we never relax. I told my son to be the best at whatever he does. You are a god, you are the alpha omega we trust. So anytime you go forward, you never reverse. No matter what you do, winning is a must. We used to run to school, we didn't need a bus. New and improved digital brass. Doing hard times with the crew, but it shall pass. None of these rappers know rap. Only rapper with a sing-along buzz. When I'm talking, better shut your damn mouth, motherfucker. You're so lucky you even chill around us. Yeah, but I told them for real. My little bro wanna handle him for me. I asked them toka kitambo niko biz. Nyini mapanganga majigambo na kubitch. That feeling koko mbali na gang. Juu ya shilingi neza takubali ni genye. Dreams za kichizi, gari na fair. But nimegrow niko ready kukua mzaya wa msee. Niliwaondoa pia mi mas niende. Mzee alitunyona kutupiga kak na wembe. Family nigga nina trust ya rende. Sijabadilika bado niko fuck manjege. Tulishinda umovi chochoro. Kenye litufanya mabroni kikoro. Squeeze zo makona ziko nomo. Na squeeze ukiniona niko solo. I said the hopes won't sleep. They won't have no peace. Nigga alidhani nitakuja one man. Look at me, see I really did the opposite. Pull up with the gang, leave your whole block lead. I leave your whole block lead. One more time now. Pull up with the gang, leave your whole block lead. I leave your whole blood clot block lead now. Oh Lord have mercy. Vile mufanya juu ya handas matire. Maniu kama wapewe pampas wapime. Ambia Nyash tumemwaminia basi, lakini tukishampoteza kuna comeback nyingine. No komena hizi kwanza catch up na zile ndio rogeka mimi labda mkamba kwa zime. Kifua utipige we ni master wa kuchocha. Tunakujua we ni mwere, we si gangster ya kutosha. Na ikibidi tunakuleta juu. Leo kajana ndio ifeeling in candy deja vu. Geuka mbanga mbono unaniuliza maswali. Unatekwa nyara unabaki mteja patikani. Kutapikwa iwe gas stove ama kuni. Lakini wako njaa plus choo hawakuni. So kauna jiona bad pass njoo kwa wahuni. Penye mbaya ngori tunasolve kwa mangumi. Na kauna ngoja chorus ndio hii. Nimejiset bila compass kwa street. Look ni fresh, Converse na jeans. Watu player si tu player, tuko concert na shit juu. Sifati habari mini nugu wa news. Dofike hii hali ndugu kwanza nunua views. Hey, niliamini kwamba Mungu wa juu. Nilisonge japokuwa nilifungwa miguu. Check. Be careful who you beef with. I was only 9 when I was caught shoplifting. I had to check on my neighbors to stop snitching. Now I'm giving back to the neighbors and that's real shit. Mama told me I'm a pain in the neck, but that changed when I started paying the rent. My dad changed, he started playing my tracks, but I never changed cause you see the planos to rap. Now we kicking it with the finest, so I keep on miss you siki mina kainje. Na ma celebrity Kenya huwa msiba, wameshindwa kupea vera na huda mimba. Maisha ya kuiba, tryna get to me but busy nkiandika see I'm tryna be a leader. Got goons for no reason, me I never leave them. Ndo maana nezanga kujishasha kila region. Check. So what the fuck's niggas talking about? Started this shit, now these niggas walking around tryna beef me. Neza weka Glock in your mouth, kwanza free me, cause the media's locking me out. Kwa sasa wanani misuse, na nikikufa kesho najua nita increase views. Kwa mapost watadai was a nice dude. That a piece of Guinea and I swear bro we miss you. Hey, but it's all fine. I had to sing so these motherfuckers talk about that too. I got my Glock 9. Mama crying, akintoto wangu be careful. Run a man down in my Adidas shoes. Alafu click clack daddy da boom. Scar did this, that, what did I do? You can never distract me and my goon. Na niko pale in the front line. I know that she love me cause they flow fine. Look at what we done did with no cosign. Na kuna kitu anaweza fanya when it's your time. From today wasoro wa kubali. Natoa pain na makoro ni kuban. Haijalishi what they claim for my bro, I'm still right. And it's true what they say, I follow my crew blind. fine. 'Cause Mama say, baby boy, you're a blessing. Mama said I was born with a message. Mama prayed I would never get arrested. Mama said, but I never listen. Mama say, baby boy, you're a blessing. Mama said I was born with a message. Mama prayed I would never get arrested. Mama said, but I never listen. Mama said everything's gonna be fine. I know everything's gonna be fine. Mama said everything's gonna be fine. I know everything's gonna be fine. I should never worry. I know Mama praying for me. I know everything will be fine. I should never worry now. Mama praying for me now. Everything will be fine. Yeah.
Alex, bye.
Here's how developers at Perplexity and NVIDIA are prompting AI 10 times faster. You're prompting Cursor over 100 times a day, but typing detailed context takes forever. So you send lazy prompts, and you get mediocre results. I've been there, and it's not fun. Let me show you how I changed my entire dev workflow. I use Whisperflow to dictate full prompts with complete context. I describe what I need in plain English, and Flow formats it with proper casing, file paths, and function names. Everything I know you hate typing. Instead of typing out file names, I can just reference them by voice. Watch this. Fix the authentication bug in authcheck.ts and update the error handling in userservice.ts to match. Just like that, it tags the file automatically. It works wherever you code. And the difference in AI output quality is massive because it's so much easier to give Flow more context. It gets it right on the first prompt, while others need 3 or 4 exchanges just to get the same result. Level up your vibe coding. Get Whisperflow and build 4 times faster with AI that actually understands you.
What we drinking?
It's F28, baby.
Yo, it's TR. Plugged in with him. You already know. Some L4 gang shit.
Yo, it's like fuck what you heard. I made a killing from the team. My young and on 2-4s. You wanna be like me? Pattern up the Lizzie, gotta pattern up the B. I see niggas move different when you get a little P. My hood think I made it. They don't know I'm on the same shit. Tryna find a way out like the Matrix. Caught him in his neck cause I was aiming where his face is. Next day the feds kicked my door like the bailiff. They know I made it happen. Spent my birthday in Hatton. All this money ain't from rapping in the hood. You know I'm pattern. Blue profit on fashion. Made it back all off the band. And I got light lantern and a pattern near Camden. I'm in A&R meeting. Shit's different from the block. Took a break for a minute. I've been fucking up the pot.